Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Moving Markets Podcast. It is Thursday, July the 2nd, 2026, and the market's going to open in just a couple of seconds here. Um, I've been watching, if you've been watching futures along with me, you've seen something interesting. Um, and it's been a while since I've seen this type of pre-market movement leading up to the last minute or two before the market opens, maybe the last 3 or 4 minutes before the market opens. I've seen something that just you don't normally see. Um, the As I'm watching futures, and I watch futures every morning, at least for a little while before the stock market opens. But as I'm watching futures, I'm specifically focused on AMD and Micron because we've got trades on AMD and Micron. And you can see here, without this having been refreshed recently, um, you can see that the Dow Jones Industrial Average was up, you know, it was up 200 and some odd points, and then it was up 160, and the Nasdaq was up 73. In the literally last 30 seconds to a minute before the markets actually open, I watched the Nasdaq disappear almost completely, and I'm actually I've got my TV on in front of me, but it's not uploading right now, or not showing the Nasdaq right now. This is showing the Nasdaq up 50, but it went all the way down to zero right in the moments before the market opened. Micron, which had a big ugly sell-off yesterday, certainly made us a little bit nervous about our new trade that we got into. It's up a fraction right now, but it's been down $2, $3 a share since the opening bell. Micron shut off $120 a share yesterday, which was really hard to watch. We're still $30 in the money on our trade, but we wanted to be $130 in the money or more. But Micron was up 18, $19 a share, just literally with like a minute left before the market opened. And then suddenly, pre-market, like last seconds before the market opened, it was flat and then negative, and now it's wobbling between being up a few pennies, being down a dollar, being up a dollar. Very, very flat for all intents and purposes. And I'm okay with flat. Micron could stay flat for the entire next week, and we'd still be in good shape. Our trade looks ugly right now because of the sell-off yesterday on Micron, and a little, it's adding a tiny bit more sell-off today. I think people are nervous about the way it sold off yesterday. Everything I'm saying is it applies the same to AMD. It's just that from a percentage standpoint, AMD did not give up as much. But I think what happened yesterday, the sell-off out of chip manufacturers yesterday, there's just a little hangover, a little carryover into it today. But we'll see if that lasts. We'll see if some of those chip manufacturers that saw a big sell-off yesterday, there might be some FOMO, some buy the dip activity, and you could potentially see them rebound and come back up. As I'm talking, I'm just watching the live streaming quotes I have on a different screen on my computer, and watching Micron struggle to really move in either direction. It's literally, it goes from being up a dollar to $2 to $3 to being down 45 cents, down 60 cents, down a dollar. It's safe to say it's very, very flat right now. Micron down about 1.25%, but everything else we're trading is to the upside a little bit. Palantir having its second big day in a row. We made that adjustment to Palantir yesterday, and it's a good thing we did, because they're on the second day in a row of some really nice upward movement. And Palantir, if they make this crossover, if you see the RSI crossover, if you see the 5 and 20-day moving average crossover, they could get on a run, and before their next earnings report, they could possibly be back up here to 150, which would be fantastic for our trade. We would take that in a heartbeat and be glad with that. Micron is now up $13 a share, which is closer to where it was pre-market. So it just interesting movement today. The market trying to find a little bit of footing and trying to find some ground and get moving. I expect with the market holiday tomorrow, with the stock market being closed tomorrow, I would expect today's trading to be volatile throughout the day. Hard to predict if the indexes will finish up or if they'll finish down. Sometimes going into a long weekend from a trading perspective, people with cash portfolios look to cash out of some things. People that trade for a living, whether with a big account or a small account, they're day traders. They try and make a little money every day. And sometimes they just cash out for the weekend, and that can actually draw things down when there's really not a fundamental reason for something to be down. You can see things like that happen. So I like that the indexes are all up right now. I think it could hold, but I think it could turn and go down. Notice after how much I screwed up at the beginning of the week, saying that I was positive, I think on Monday that we would sell off, and things went so positive. I'm reluctant now to make a bold prediction on which way things might go or what might happen to the markets. But anything could happen. Like I said, I like that everything is up. Micron up almost $30 a share now, so doing really good and certainly making our trade look much better than it had been. But the day is young. We're just starting out, and anything could happen. We made an adjustment to Nvidia yesterday, and Nvidia's up a tiny bit today, not much, nothing to write home about. Up about 1/3% right now. So again, we'll see if that continues to build or gets any better than it is right now. But I expect a kind of quiet day today in the market, in the sense of any big breaking news, anything really dramatic happening in the markets today. You never know that geopolitical things can come at any time. They can come when you're not expecting them at all, and so we always have to be on the watch for that. But I don't expect anything real big to happen. It wouldn't shock me at all, to be honest with you, if you look at where things are at right now. The Nasdaq up about 1/3, the S&P up a little bit better than 1/3, and the Dow Jones up about 0.5%. Those are percentages. I wouldn't be stunned at all if we finished right about there. Each of the indexes up somewhere between 1/3 and 0.5%. Something like that could happen, but with some volatility. I kind of expect it to be some back and forth and some volatility today, so be prepared for that. Um, I don't know that I'm going to spend a ton of time today looking at new trades. I will spend a little bit of time. Same thing I said yesterday. I'd still like to put some more money to work right now. There are some things I'm looking at, would like to continue to look at, but I may or may not end up sending out a new trade today. We'll see how things go throughout the day. I'm probably only going to be in front of the markets for an hour or so after I finish this presentation, and then I'll get back in front of my computer probably with an hour and a half of trading. I'll be watching the whole time. I'll have my phone. I'll be checking things. I have alerts set on my phone for when stocks go above or below certain levels. I'll pay attention to Discord messages. So I'm not going to be tuned out completely. I'm just not going to be right in front of the computer for every tick of the market today. We've got family coming into town for the 4th of July weekend, and I've got some prep to do around my home to be ready for that. So I'll be busy today. And I hope you are too. I hope you don't feel like today's a day where you have to spend every single tick of the market right in front of the computer watching it. Hopefully you can get out and enjoy some stuff. Hope everybody has a wonderful 4th of July weekend. For those of you that are not in the United States, I know we have a lot of members of the program that are in other countries, but enjoy the holiday reprieve from the market. Enjoy the extra day off that you get, while those of us in the United States enjoy the actual holiday and celebrate the independence of our country. Hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll be back on live on Monday morning, and expect to have a pretty busy week next week with earnings season only a couple weeks away. Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.